Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. We have some really good news for princess lovers in Central Florida. We have a little bit more of an update on that guy who was found with a hidden camera on a Royal Caribbean ship. We have somebody who started something a little controversial in his comment section on Reddit. Didn't even know he was starting something controversial. But apparently it is. And then we have a lawsuit being filed against a cruise line because they had bad weather. So first, a quick update on the gentleman who was arrested. Now, this gentleman apparently hid a camera in a public bathroom, filmed over 150 different people, including 40 who were underage. 40 children. Really disturbing story. What's really also disturbing is this guy's a cybersecurity expert. Now, if you're a client of this person, and he's installed security cameras in your home and your business, I'd be concerned. I'd be very concerned if these charges go through and it's found out, yes, absolutely. You know, it would be one thing if you put a camera up and just put a camera up because you want to film people doing the flow rider and stuff like that. You know, I film stuff like this kind, but I'm usually there. I don't put a camera and hide it someplace. You know, I'm standing there with my camera, and I always try not to film people, especially children. You know, I'm very concerned when I have too many people in a shot. I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's a little disturbing. Cybersecurity expert. He was arrested and he has been released on bond for $25,000 to his wife. That should be an interesting conversation on the way home, right? Oh man. Okay. We all know Florida in Port Canaveral has now surpassed Miami as the busiest cruise port in Florida. Well, cruise lines want to get in on the act, and Princess Cruise Line has now said, hey, what are we not doing in Orlando? So they're moving a ship in Orlando for the fall-winter season in 2024. They're moving the Caribbean Princess, or Caribbean Princess, the ship I'm on in September. I was on, my very first vlog I ever did on this channel was on the Caribbean Princess. So yeah, I like that ship, and it's going to be centralized in Florida. It's going to be doing 6- and 8-night journeys. There's going to be a special 4-night Thanksgiving cruise, and I think there's going to be 1 or 2 14-night cruises planned as well. One of those around the Caribbean, circle the Caribbean kind of cruises, which was the first one I ever took on the Caribbean Princess. Great time. 14 days, like 9 ports. It was a great cruise. So yeah, they're jumping on the bandwagon, and they said they're really happy to be going there. And the CEO says, you know what? I have no idea why we didn't do this sooner. And yeah, it's become a real popular cruise port because it's not, even though it's a busiest cruise port, it doesn't seem as busy as Miami or Fort Lauderdale, because it seems like it's more spread out when you're trying to get on the ships there and off the ships. It seems more like there's more fields, there's more area to get around in. There's a little observation tower not too far away. It's a much more less hectic type of port to stop in. So yeah, Princess, now another one jumping on the bandwagon and heading to Port Canaveral. Next, we have a lawsuit has now been filed against Pinot Cruises' parent company, Carnival. Carnival owns Pinot Cruises for a sailing that sailed in 2017, 6 years ago. That's how long some of these things take, is when you're talking class action suit and that. But back at the time, they were sailing from Australia into an area, and there was a report that a cyclone was heading towards the area that the cruise ship was going to be going on. Well, they did not offer people a chance to cancel the cruise, and that's standard. No cruise line does that. I was in Japan with Tony, in China with Tony, heading to Japan, and a typhoon was heading for us. We had to leave the port early because it was coming down on us, and we outran it. We ran through some really rough seas, and just as rough as, if not even rougher than what I saw in the pictures coming from the Pinot cruise ship. But they're saying that, you know, bottles were thrown around and the pool deck was slashed and the water was coming up onto the lower decks and everything, causing one of the decks to be closed. And so they're suing for so let me get this exactly right. The claim seeks to recover damages from Pinot for disappointment, frustration, discomfort, and distress. And they want a full refund of the fares paid, plus more for their discomfort and displeasure, I guess, and disappointment. Now, in all honesty, I'm not a lawyer, but I have covered a lot of these lawsuits, and quite frankly, I don't think they have a leg to stand on. Nothing happened to the ship. The ship ended up missing 2 ports of call and had some rough seas. I've been on ships with rough seas. I've been on ships that missed ports of call. Look at our trip to Australia that we just did with Tony. We missed 2 ports of call that were the main ones we wanted to do. And another one, it was completely foggy going through the most scenic area of New Zealand, and we didn't get to see anything, basically. So yeah, disappointment and frustration. You can be disappointed and frustration all you want, but as far as I know, in the cruise contract it says, hey, you can have some rough seas, hey, you can have some missed ports, and I don't think you're going to be able to recover any money for weather. Bad weather on a cruise or on any vacation. That's like going to Jamaica, landing, having a hurricane hit, and then saying you want all your money back because you couldn't leave your room during the hurricane. You're not going to get your money back. It's called an act of God. And but hey, somebody thought this lawsuit was worth taking, and they're trying a class action suit. But in all honesty, I don't think they have a leg to stand on, and I think it will not go very far. But let me know in the comment, what do you guys think? Do you think this kind of stuff should be covered? How can you say, yeah, we're going to give everybody back their money back because of weather? And then at what point do you determine that that weather was severe enough to have a refund, right? Does a tropical storm where it rained for 3 days, does that count as bad weather for a refund? If it snows on your cruise, you get my drift, right? You get my idea there. All right. Now, a gentleman posted something on his social media account and was surprised that so many people had an opinion on it, and that was what he was wearing to go to breakfast buffet. But before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the lawsuits that can happen to destinations to new ships going to new ports and possible new vacations, the new ships coming online, tips and tricks to help make your cruise just a little bit more enjoyable. I hope you'll join us. Hit that notification bell, and it really does help the channel when you subscribe, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, a gentleman posted on his social media site that he likes, nothing better than when he's on a cruise and he wakes up in his pajamas and he just slips on his slippers and heads down to the buffet for breakfast. And some people lost their minds, and some people thought, oh, hey, that's, pretty cool, pretty relaxing. What the heck, you're on vacation, head down in your pajamas. But other people said, throw some casual clothes on, throw some sweat clothes on, throw something on than pajamas going to the buffet. Think of other people around you, and other people said, do you, and I don't know where I fall on this. Because I've never thought about just wearing my pajamas down to the buffet in public. Probably because I have this physique as opposed to, a supermodel physique. But yeah, I don't know where I stand. Now, I don't think anybody would blink an eye if somebody wore something like this down to breakfast buffet in the morning. You know, you might turn a couple heads, but I think people would just say, oh, you know, casual, you know, whatever. But then you have to think of other people who will take this too far and maybe show up in something like this. And maybe that's just taking pajamas a little too far. But, you know, I don't think anyone would think twice about a couple going down in like a onesie outfit to the buffet. I think most people would say, aw, that's kind of cute, right? You know, no matter what your ages are. I know families on Christmas vacation all get these Christmas pajamas and they'll hang out in their pajamas together like that. I don't think anyone would bat an eye. However, you know, I don't know about wearing, you know, tight silk pants and open shirt, maybe going down to the buffet. I don't know where I stand on this. Probably because I haven't seen it. I've never seen somebody in their pajamas on a cruise ship. And it would never even dawn on me to do it. Like I said before, because of this. Well, let me know in the comments down below. What are you okay with it? Do you think you should have a little bit more decorum, have a little class, and, you know, presentable when yourself, you know, you slept in your pajamas. That's where, you know, if you want to eat in your pajamas, order room service, that kind of thing. Or do you say, you be you and just enjoy your cruise? Like I said, I really don't know where I stand on this. I just know I probably would never be that guy in the buffet in my pajamas, even for breakfast. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.